what, but this whole first half of this year, all right, you did way better last year in the second half. So come on, I know you're a second half player, all right, you're a closer and you're a finisher and you're a gamer, but you got to learn how to start strong too. Start this year off strong. I don't know, I think this is his first time working ever. You know, last year this time he was in high school, so his body and his mind, I don't know, something, he's probably, you know, missing high school right now. So those days are over though. High school's done, Gabriel. All right, let's go. Varsity football, all that stuff, the band playing, you know, everybody screaming your name. It's all done, man. It's over. I don't know what to tell you, you know. So welcome to our world. All right, so you got Benji. All right, Benji's another young fella. Okay, he's about my son's age, and those are one of the two youngest guys in the company, and he's on board. And then we got David Todd, another guy that's my son's age. You know, 3 guys that were in high school last year. All right, and that's funny. Now, you know, hey, welcome to the real world, right? So on to the quotes here. All right, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. All right, it's one of my favorite quotes. And then you got hard work has a future payoff, and laziness pays off now. So, you know, that's self-explanatory. I would say, hey, start working towards your future, guys. I put in so much hard work when, you know, I was leading a team or just a sales rep that, you know, I did not care. All I knew was that my future was so bright. You know, I had to wear sunglasses. You know, I just knew that I was going to be on top. I knew I was going to have, you know, nice cars. I knew I was going to have exotic cars. I knew I was going to have, you know, beachfront house. I just knew it. I knew I was going to have a house on the hill. When I was in, you know, my lowest times, really low times, all I knew was just hard work. I didn't care about, you know, this. I didn't want the payoff now. I didn't want the laziness payoff now. What I wanted to work hard because I knew it had a future payoff. All right, and that's something that you gotta understand. It's like faith. It's belief. You gotta believe that all this hard work you're putting in, okay, or the hard work you're not putting in, all right, one's gonna have a payoff now. One's gonna have one later. I suggest that you go for the one later. All right, and that's the hard work one. All right, so. Again, today's Wednesday, April 27, 2016, and I have written down, know where you're at. How many minutes are we at?
11, okay. Almost 12.
So I'll finish it. I'll try to wrap this up, or we might have a part 2. But know where you're at. Be honest with yourself, all right, so you don't sabotage your future. All right, so know where you're at. What I mean by that is, you know that chargebacks are going to come, especially if you're running a team, okay? You got to know this. You got to understand that you're going to have chargebacks, and so are your guys. And some of your guys are, you know, possibly going to leave because they can't handle it, all right, or they don't like sales, all right? So it's all fine and dandy when you're making an extra income on some overrides, but we all know, especially the managers that have been around for a while, that, you know, that money is short-lived, okay, because of chargebacks. So if you're not progressing and you're not getting more production, and you're still stuck at, you know, 7, 8 a week, 11 a week, a year from now, you're probably going to be out of business, okay? So you got to understand, you got to push, okay? And a lot of it has to do with personal deals. I see a lot of your managers, you know, for instance, myself, when I was a sales manager, just in one vehicle, I averaged over 300 sales a year and over 225 installs per year, just myself, all right? And I did that for 4 years straight. I didn't do it for 1 year or 1 month or, you know, 12 months. I did it for 12, 24, 36, 48 months straight. All right, for 48 months straight. That's over, you know, that's over 1,300 days straight, guys. Over 1,000 days, I worked, and I got deal after deal after deal, personal. That wasn't even counting the crew. I never worried about the crew did. I didn't, you know, put all my eggs in one basket. I didn't say, okay, I'm going to live off of the crew. You know, I understand this business. I've been in this business. I started in this business in 2000, 16 years ago. So I understand that this business can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And you got to realize that, managers. I'm having this heart-to-heart talk with you right now because I think a lot of you guys, you know, you think, oh, if your crew has a great week or month or even 2 or 3 months, that's going to last forever, and it's not, okay? So you gotta, the only thing that's going to last forever and the only thing you can count on is your personal deals. So unless you're a regional manager and you got 2 or 3 offices going and you got 20 guys going and you don't have time to be in the field, then, you know, I would say, okay, I get that part. But, you know, if you're not at that point yet where your teams aren't doing 30 a week and, you know, and you're not growing, then you're going to be out of business really quick, all right? So it's fun when you're at the top and everything's going good, but it's going to slide down really fast. So in order to beat that, in order to beat gravity, okay, and you got to work hard, all right? And you got to go out there and you got to sell every day. So make sure you have a savings account, okay? Make sure you're saving your money, all right, for future chargebacks. Make sure you're saving for taxes, okay? Make sure you're paying your taxes. I know a lot of you guys have future plans on having your own company one day, your own office, and your own, sub dealership and stuff. But if you're not doing this stuff, then you're not going to have any of it. You're really not. So that's why I wrote, be honest with yourself. Prepare. And it takes years. It takes decades, guys. It doesn't happen, after one good year. You got to have 10 good years. You got to have 5 good years, to even think about stuff like that. So, work ethic, be honest about your work ethic. Are you working hard? Can you work harder? If you can look in the mirror and ask yourself, I know I can give more, you're really cheating yourself. So make sure you know what work ethic really means. And then you got responsibility. You got to be responsible for your vehicles. You got to be responsible for your team. These guys depend on you. That's why you're the sales manager. Okay, they're not supposed to be worried about you. Some of you managers, the guys are managing you. It's backwards. So you got to be responsible, right? And then nobody in my crew ever had to tell me to do my job. Nobody over me has ever had to tell me to do my job, and nobody's under me had to tell me to do my job. So, great. So, I think that's telling me to hurry up. So you got working on your weaknesses. You got to work on your weaknesses, okay? And then also personal deals. And as far as go back to working on your weaknesses. You got to, pull out a clean sheet of paper. You got to get to a quiet place, or you got to sit down with somebody that works with you a lot. All right, I used to do a lot of meetings. Remember this, guys? For a lot of you guys that have been working with me for a while, I used to have meetings where I would bring everybody up, and I would have their fellow co-workers, peers. I would have them go up, and I would pick one person, and we would all tell that one person what his weakness was. Whether it was an 8-man crew, 12-man crew, whatever. One by one, we would all say, all right, Travis, this is what you got to work on. All right, DQ, this is what you got to work on. And everybody, had great input, and it was called constructive criticism. A lot of guys didn't want to hear it, but you know what? I guarantee you, to this day, those meetings have changed those guys' life, and it's changed them for the better, because they got to hear what people thought about them, okay? Don't be scared, okay, managers, to have your team and have a talk like that, because you won't fix the problem if you don't discuss the problem, okay? So make sure you work on your weaknesses. Personal deals, all right, you have to get one a day. If you're a manager, I don't care if you got 10 guys or if you got 100 guys. You should be out there, okay, getting a deal per day. You really should, okay? Unless you got other things you got to take care of. Most of you guys don't have those other things yet, okay? You don't have the overhead. You don't have, the paperwork, everything. You just got your crew, and you should be making as much money as you can right now. Every manager should be making at least $1,000 a day with the pay that you guys make. All right, sometimes I feel like you're overpaid almost, and it's like you don't even take advantage of this pay. It's like, go out there and make $1,000, $2,000 a day. You got to hustle. So, because the chargeback, the savings, the tax, all this stuff is going to catch up to you, and you're not going to even, you won't even leave first base. You're going to always be stuck on first base, or you're never going to round the bases. So, and the next thing is, let's see. I just broke it down for myself. I'll use myself. 300 sales, okay, per year. Over 225 installs per year, personal. That's running a crew. All right. All of my crews always did about, I'd say 1,500 to 1,700 sales per year, and over 1,200 installs per year. So that was out of one vehicle. All right. And that didn't even guarantee me success. That's how hard this business is. All right. So a lot of you guys have a long ways to go. I think a lot of you guys aren't really honest with yourself, okay? But you need to start today being honest with yourself. I know this was a long video, but it's coming from my heart, man, because I see a lot of you guys making mistakes, huge mistakes, and it's going to cost you. And it's just, you always build your habits every day. Remember that. You're always building your habits, and you're either building good habits or bad habits. Some of you guys are really building bad habits for your future. And don't use the excuse that you're young, because when I was young, I was doing the same kind of work I'm doing now. I've been doing this for a long time, you guys, even when I was in my early 20s. Okay? So, you got to figure out how to hustle. You got to figure out, I would say the number one thing is work ethic. Okay? You got to start practicing a good work ethic. Your work ethic has to be like nobody that you even know. It's got to be so, you got to work so hard that people don't even know where you're at or who you are, really. Your own family's going to be like, where is he at? And it comes to a point where you've been working so hard, they're just like, well, he's at work. He's at work. And every time they do see you, they see the progress. And so they become proud of that progress. And they know where it came from. Hard work. You didn't go out there and rob anybody. You didn't steal or cheat. You went out there and you got it and you earned it. So go out there, guys, for the rest of this year. Earn it. I'll see you guys in LA, 4th of July weekend. Everybody have a great week. Thank you.